Meowdy, konnichiwa, hello, mihao, kraloha, all of those things. Wait, what do you mean embarrass me? What do you mean? What do you mean? We just started! Jail! Jail, go directly to jail. You see where we are? This is where you're going. This is exactly where you're going. Hello. How do? No. I forbid Firestar from deleting themselves. That's what I did. There's a difference between yeeting into the void and being put into jail. So, I think there's a difference, you know? Man, maybe one day I'll figure out a timeout that won't get rid of your thing. I don't know if that's possible. That's a weird ask. The 8-ball is doing its job today, that's true. You are correct. On the other hand, I should probably just hop right into this since... hard cut off. Woo! Okay. Oh wait, I just remembered where we left off. I'm not saying this again, but I do remember this. God freaking. This is where we start. This is where it all... okay. Hey, yeah, Yeah, that clip does exist now. How you guys doing? Don't make me tap the sign. Oh man. No, here's the thing. I don't think my mom realized. By the way, for those without context, my mom knows about my YouTube channel now, about my freaking clips channel. Oh god. I don't think she was really fully listening, so I don't think she got that. At least I hope she didn't. At least not in front of me. I might have dissociated, I don't know. That's fine. Oh, don't we love the government? Anyway, speaking of jail, this is exactly why he's in here. By Aspen, and by that aloof engineer Trevor! We're not gonna have to sit through an explanation of all these equations, are we? What's an internet? Never heard of it. Never a single time. I don't know if I want to talk to you anymore after what you just said. I'm not gonna lie. God, imagine if one of these- okay, I'm not- nope, not finishing a thought. At least the Cliff channel existed after the time you said that. Obviously all of chat is masochist. Every gamer is a masochist, let's be real. Everything I believed in has been turned on its head. My research, Mr. Hasmin, the kinesis machine, my hypothesis, even. I'm sorry it's come to this. There was really no other way. No, it's not your fault. I wanted to protect my work, but in the end, there was nothing worth protecting. Oh, ouch. True, but ouch. It was never my intention to deceive anyone. I didn't want to trick the public. No, of course you didn't. But in court this morning, I realized something. Oh? If you've done something wrong without knowing it, you've still done something wrong. Logically, it makes no difference if you were aware of it or not. Yeah, I mean, and if you were made aware of it, then how you react to that is kind of more, a judge of your character, I would say. Does he have a bald spot? I don't know, there's a lot of hair on him. Part of me thinks that it's kind of a wig at this point. No, I think it's just a shadow. Ignorance is a poor excuse. The blame still lies with me. Oh, Professor. It is a mitigating factor, though, you know? The bald spot is actually the patch of hair is on OT. He just ordered international shipping. It took like 3 or 4 months to get there. I know it's like 40 days, but like it took like 4 months to get there. He believed in me this morning, you know. Barak did. He believed in my hypothesis. I don't know if he really believed in you so much as I don't know what he was planning to be. I hope he didn't believe that. 'Cause like, spontaneous disassembly of your atoms is like... Well, I think that was just a necessary factor in the prosecution establishing its case. Ah, so Yunosuke also doesn't believe that, I almost said Von Karma. Oh my god, Van Zeeks didn't believe him. Bark. Oh no. It gets worse.
No, but Barak wouldn't do something like that. I'm sure he genuinely believed it.
Did he?
I think I understand now. Why it was that he decided to take on the prosecution in my trial, I mean.
Okay. Shoot, tell me your reasoning.
After the terrible accident happened, nobody would believe in my hypothesis anymore. Not the police, not the prosecution service, not any lawyers, even.
I feel like I dealt some kind of finishing blow there. But I'm not the one who was in the Capcom fighting game.
So, if any other prosecutor had taken the case, if it was anyone other than Barak, I'm sure the prosecution would have declared my hypothesis a complete and utter nonsense.
And in that case, you would have been declared a fraud yourself, Professor.
Exactly, which would have been a fate worse than death for me. But Barak insisted that I was a proper man of science from start to finish.
Oh, he was protecting him in his own way. You know what? Good for him. You think that's why he... And they were classmates. Anyway.
I know him very well indeed. He's an extremely kind-hearted soul.
But... he isn't? Anyway, that extremely kind-hearted soul, spent all morning trying to paint you as a murderer. Didn't he?
Well, better to die a scientist than to live a fraud. That's what I always said. Well, admittedly, that part of the analysis appears to have some flaws in it.
And, what about the whole Reaper side of things? How does that fit in with the kind-hearted soul idea? His soul got taken.
Do you think he set out to trick me from the very start?
I'm sorry to say, but that does seem likely, yes.
When I first met him, he introduced himself as a wealthy financier. He looked over the paper I'd written and said my work would benefit all humanity and must be pursued.
Oh my god, you guys. Getting yeeted into the void again.
He was so enthused. He was so emphatic.
I almost thought he said empathetic. But in reality, he was the mastermind of some vast criminal network, it seems.
I still can't believe it.
As the machine was essentially a set decoration for some stage magic, well, it probably didn't require a large amount of investment, actually. But the scale of it, it wasn't just some small trick. They had to rehearse that stuff, didn't they? Or, like, I would think they would have had to. Huh. You think they did that on one shot? Are you still trying to time yourself out? But, like, some level of planning had to happen, but, like, where would that, like... It's, like... big explosions, right? How were they able to practice that sort of thing? To time it perfectly so it looked like something impossible had happened. I don't know, they're a magician. No, it was a very elaborate feat of deception. They rolled a 20.
All young scientists are full of hope about their burgeoning ideas, full of zeal. But none of us have any money. We want to do research, but we can't afford it.
Oh, too true, actually.
Many of us take on barely legal part-time work to try to earn just a few measly pennies to carry on.
Barely legal? Actually, maybe you shouldn't be telling me that, so let's move on.
To go through all of that only to be taken for a complete fool, it's too rotten to believe.
Well, it is, I agree. And that's why we have to find those responsible and bring them to justice, because proving you innocent alone is not enough. Mr. Asman is no more, of course, which leaves only the engineer. Time to take out a hit on him.
Mr. Enoch Trevor.
Oh yeah, isn't, like, Gregson the other person on that list of potentially going to be murdered? Uh-oh. I'm sure nothing will happen as a result of that. Is he an engineer or a magician or a swindler? What is a swindler if not a magician who turned to the dark side?
It was about a year ago when Mr. Asman first brought Drebber to meet me at my laboratory. Since then, I've met him many times to discuss details about the kinesis machine.
Anthony, what's up with you guys and ants right now? Oh no, are the ants back? But at no point did you have any inkling that he was just an illusionist? You're a colony? Oh god, is that what the true form of Chat's eldritch being is? I thought you were a raccoon.
Oh, he definitely wasn't just an illusionist.
What do you mean?
He was a wealth of deep scientific knowledge. There's no question that the man's a genuine scientist. It's instantly apparent in conversation.
I see.
But the wretched man deceived you, Professor. It's unforgivable.
Just some enthusiasm. A figment? No, I think you guys are figment of my imagination.
We must do everything we can to find him and bring him to justice.
Are there no more clues you can give us as to his whereabouts? He would have given that to the police, right? Because they have to find him, subpoena or something? Are we hunting him down? No.
I'm sorry, we only ever discussed the kinesis machine, nothing else. Although, just once. I did visit his workshop.
What workshop?
Trevor's enormous fabrication laboratory where he constructed my great machine.
That seems important. That seems pertinent. Why didn't you mention this before? Enoch Drebber's workshop. There's every chance we might find the man there. Is it our job to get him? Yeah, like, the prosecution is supposed to find him, so I'm surprised that, like, we're the ones getting this information. So, you've been to Drebber's place of work, then?
Yes, just once, you understand.
And then they blindfolded me and turned me around 3 times so we didn't know where I was going.
It was an enormous place, plenty of room to construct the kinesis machine, you see.
Where can we find it? We have to go there at once. There's a good chance that we'll find Drebber there.
Well, yes, definitely, I'm sure, as in, I'm sure you're not going to want to hear this. But I have
not sure
absolutely
what's
no
going
idea.
on in this game, but we out here.
It's okay, I don't think anyone knows what's going on right now. But thank you so much for the 8 months, Trevant. Yeah.
I've absolutely no idea where the workshop is at all.
Wait, did he actually get blindfolded and get turned around 3 times?
I'm so sorry.
I was more than half expecting that.
You see, I was blindfolded. I was kidding.
I was kidding! Come on! You didn't find that suspicious? Oh hey, we need to go to my place of work. Wear this blindfold! I don't want you to know where I work, clearly. It's incredibly shady.
You see, I was blindfolded in the carriage the entire way there.
He blindfolded you. He wasn't taking any chances then. He got voluntarily I guess that's technically not a kidnapping, but like...
The place was incredible, the pinnacle of modern engineering. Even the oil he used was the very best, a special French machine oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain. the indescribable scent of that imported oil.
Do you get to be the bloodhound now?
Perfumers across the world should forget their secret formula and use that instead.
Oh, instead of using, like, You know what, I'm not gonna bring that up. But, it involves deer. Certain species of deer. Moving on. What do you think, Mrs. Sato? You the machine, for your next birthday?
I've never used any kind of perfume, Mr. Naruhodo, and I'm not sure I'd like to start with that.
What? Hydration? Ridiculous.
I don't suppose you know even part of the workshop's address, Professor?
I don't know, we can piece it together or something? Very heavy rain this?
You don't have a business card from Mr. Drebber, for example.
Oh, the man was clearly very cautious, Mrs. Sato. I'm sure he would never have— The moment that Unosuke started talking, it's like, oh god, this guy actually gave him a business card.
Aha!
Also, I am keeping it down a little bit because there are people in the building. Oh my god, he actually had a bit of— okay. Wait, what are those symbols on the business card? Is that like money in the corner and like the frickin' Red Cross symbol in the right? What's up with that?
Yes, I do. He gave me his business card once. It's right here. Look.
What?
Let me see that.
Oh, she's about to flip him. Throw out to get to the wind, why don't you? Well, she had to throw something. That was her throwing pose.
Enoch Drebber, engineer. I'm afraid that's all it says. There is no address.
No, well, I can't say I'm surprised. Still, this could be useful. Just watch. It's gonna be like, the guy's gonna be like, I'm not an engineer, and then we pull out this business card like, no, you are, or you said you were. Is that all we get from you? Oh, shoot, I think so. Is there anything I can present to you? That's a question. Hey, do you want your screwdriver back? Professor, do you recognize this?
Oh, it's Andrew, my faithful friend. How have you been? Are you all right? Nobody's mistreated you, have they?
Don't worry, he's being very well looked after.
I always rub him with machine oil until he's gleaming.
Right.
And then when I come to tighten a screw with him, he slips in my hand and I can't do it. It's that age-old problem faced by driver files the world over, isn't it?
Driver files? I really wouldn't know, I'm afraid. I am afraid. That's a separate sentence. I'm afraid. Okay, I don't think that there is anything else to do here. You know what? I'm hoping that Herlock Sholmes is here. He's just on display again.
Oh my! No wonder it's called the House of Horrors. I'd like to turn on my heels and go straight home, via the confectionery.
Being scared makes you crave sweets? Oh, I can understand that. I can't.
I was looking forward to a reunion after 6 months away, but... well, I have to go now. Bye!
Okay.
There's no sign of Mr. Sholmes anywhere.
Oh, that's strange. He should be here investigating the abduction of the waxwork. Oh well, I suppose we'll just have to come back again later. Oh. Boo. Fine, fine. I'll go to the obvious place. They are still up there, aren't they?
Is that a puppy? I had no idea there were so many people in the world.
Well, I know what you mean. It's really packed here today.
It feels as though it's taken us 2 hours just to make our way through the crowds to this point.
Has it? I shut my brain down, so I didn't really notice, to be honest. Oh, mood.
Gosh, I do wish I had your absence of mind sometimes, Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, you kinda did. I'm assuming that this is Gina.
There you are. I had a feeling your lot would come show your mugs before long. Puppy!
Oh, it's Siegel. Oh, Inspector Gregson. I see you're hard at work, as usual. And alive and well.
Warm greetings to you. I do hope you've been keeping well since last we met.
Haha, what? We don't have Iris with us. Why are you being so nice? What's with all the ceremony? We just saw each other in court this morning.
Not you, Sunshine, the gentlewoman so loyally at your side. Oh! Why, thank you, Inspector. How good of you to notice.
Well, he might be a bit rough around the edges, but he's still a proper English gentleman at heart, I suppose. Well, as you've probably guessed, we were hoping to investigate the scene some more.
Right, well, that's the young trainee's domain.
Oi, get over here, Gina.
Puppy! They have matching patterns! That's so cute!
Oh, she seems to be busy playing with a puppy. Probably giving it a traditional East End training. Listen, I would get distracted too.
Gina? She's a police officer now?
Oh, amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, she's a good kid actually. Heart's in the right place anyway. She's got the detection bug, if you ask me. Yep. I think she'll follow in my footsteps nicely.
That sounds like a... Hold on, that sounds like a flag. No, 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 no! You don't do this! Oh my god, Gregson is gonna die. What do you mean?
Well, I'm being transferred. It's time to, for me to say toodaloo to London. Oh no, really?
That's a bit sudden, isn't it? I had no idea. Where are you going to be posted then? I mean, we'll come to see how you're getting along.
Not likely, but you're welcome to try. If you don't mind a trip to France, that is.
To France?
I'll be working in the Paris Police Prefecture. Should be right up my alley.
But France? That's it, that's the whole thing. But France! I don't understand. Why would you be sent there? It's an entirely different country.
That's the way the adult world works, Sunshine. And don't go poking your nose in where it's not wanted. I'm, intending to take the kid with me when I go.
What? You're taking Gina to Paris?
Well, can't leave her here in London. Who knows what become of her?
Oh no. I suppose he's worried she'd slip back into slipping her hands into people's pockets and purses. Oh no, he has so many flags. He has so many death flags. 'Cause like, you can't be like, you know, like, oh yeah, she's gotta follow in my footsteps, becoming like a proper like father figure-ish to her, and oh no.
I don't think he's worried about her pickpocketing, Mr. Naruhodo. I think he's worried about the Reaper.
Oh, that too. Oh, but of course. So that's playing on Inspector Gregson's mind too, is it?
Oh yeah, that's why she was placed under his care in the first place. Anyway, I haven't mentioned any of this to Gina, so don't go blabbing, you hear me?
No, of course not. Wait a second, did you just fake? Did you just fake being sent into the void? Oh my god.
I gotta keep that diving diva safe and sound. Until all this is over, at least. Oi! Did you just call me a bloomin' diving diva again? So, you heard that, did ya? Right, well, Any questions about the scene, you can put them to my capable detective diva here.
Alright, you are the boss. Inspector Lestrade's in charge here now. I suppose I better keep my word and not mention anything about Paris. Just feel like, wow, I've heard the weather in Paris is nice this time of year. Just try to, like, hedge around it. So, Gina, you've got a new dog, have you? Show me! Oh, look at the little guy! Oh my god, I love this little guy! He's just so happy! Isn't he great? Toby's his name. Oh, how delightful! He's absolutely adorable! Yeah, the dog does seem lovely. But it's the, not so lovely Inspector— wow, okay. Not so lovely Inspector Gregson that's playing on my mind, to be honest. The little pupper, the doggo, the small bork. Oh, what am I doing here? Probably investigating. Gina. We were actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again. Yeah, alright. If it's around here, you can do what you like. Oh, that's alright, is it? I'm gonna be playing with my new friend here. Ah, yes, Toby. Little guy. The machine that exploded must be at the top of those stairs, I presume. I haven't actually seen it yet, so if you don't mind... Sorry. Can't go up there, Suze. Oh. It's like I told, Otto yesterday. Even I ain't allowed near that wreck. What's it called again? The reason we ain't supposed to touch it. The special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. Is that what you're talking of? What you're thinking of, rather. Ah, that's the one. That's why only them lot are allowed to investigate it. What are they called again? The Friend 6 something. The Forensic Investigation Team. Is that what you're thinking of? Oh, that's the one, yeah. But isn't it the case that the special dispensation has been lifted? I think so. I don't really get it, to be truthful with you. You're still supposed to get permission from some bigwig or other, as far as I know. What was his name again? Lord Strange something? I'm not sure that's quite right, Gina. I think you mean Lord Strongheart, perhaps. Oh, that's the one, yeah. Apparently he's always watching the time or something. So, without Lord Strongheart's express permission, we can't investigate on the stage. Okay. It was great, wasn't it? I had a right laugh. It was a new one on me, that. You know, being in court and not spending the whole time worrying I'm about to be found out? Glad someone had fun. You did keep an awful lot of secrets in all of your previous court appearances, didn't you? Yeah, and Otto's made things hard for me for every single time and all. Just doing my job, Gina. But watching someone else getting in the neck is a lot of fun, actually. It was amazing when you showed that dodgy professor's dodgy experiment was a total fix. The dodgy professor, as you put it, Gina, is Mr. Naruhoto's client. Yes, I'm starting to wish he wasn't, though. Dang. That's the boss I feel sorry for. Sent off to do the impossible. What do you mean? He's supposed to arrest that other cove, ain't he? And in time for tomorrow and all. You know, the dodgy engineer. What's his name again? Mr. Drebber, you mean? Enoch Drebber? Yeah, that's the one, yeah. So, the police are looking for this mysterious man with the black monocle. Well, I guess they would be. It's putting too much on the boss, if you ask me. He says it's giving him a gut ache. Oh, dear, but I do wonder if that isn't actually from all the fried food. I thought it was gonna give us a thing about, like, oh, the fried food. So, Scotland Yard are trying to track down Mr. Enoch Trevor. Oh, I wonder if they've had any luck. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Want to give us the deets, the tea? He's really funny looking. Got 2 eyes what don't match. Stole a glimpse of a picture of him earlier. I mean, I didn't actually pinch it or nothing. The old devil's got it. Sorry, who? Oh no, that scowling reaper what's always glugging down glasses of that blood-red plonk. I'm gonna call wine plonk from now on. Hi! Fried food is pretty good, but it would definitely make you sick if you ate it endlessly like he did.
Ah, Lord Van Zeeks.
The plonker. He's always at it for, in for me, that cove. Cove? Meh. Don't know what he's always scowling about, mind. Probably would have been a pretty good boss as it goes. She'd rather be the Reaper's apprentice than a detective's trainee. Okay, the way I see it, if the choice is between a chip-guzzling detective and a chalice-glugging demigod? Skipping prosecutor and going right to demigod, are you? You're equally badly off with both. Is a demigod as bad as a detective? Or is a detective on the level of a demigod? I suppose you're right. I hadn't thought of it like that. Oh, glad we put that one to bed. If he's the Reaper, he's not the Reaper! We know he's not. 'Cause, like, listen, I know my puns, right? This is new. We've never had a coroner written on any of these before. And her name is Scythe. Like Scythe? She's the Reaper, or involved with it. It's Strongheart, because it's his team, right? So, like, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. Because I believe Van Zeeks when he was like, I have no idea why people keep dying around me. But, like, that's what's happening. Where's my evidence? Their name. This is how we got Giselle Brett. Court needs Scythe. Oh my god, is... But yeah, so... Anyway, the point is, everyone at the yard's dead set on finding the fishy engineer.
But there doesn't seem to be no clues to go on.
So, they're stuck. I have a business card that won't help us in any way. There's nothing that can lead us to Trevor at all. Okay, but more importantly, Toby the dog. I can't believe Toby Fox is in this game. So, where did you find that little nut then, Gina?
Oi, don't be so flamin' rude, Otto.
Okay, slight overreaction, don't you think? It's just a coincidence. Oh, I'm sure it's a coincidence. Very, very much a coincidence. 100%.
He ain't no mutt, alright? Toby's how did they put it?
Adorable, a little bean, a precious baby.
Oh, yeah, a bona fide detective.
That too. Sorry?
I've given him a proper title and everything. It's Chief Inspector Toby to you.
More senior than Inspector Gregson, is he? No one could argue with that little face.
Look at the little squishy beans. Look at his little beans.
No one could say no to that puppy.
Oh, so he's a police dog, is he?
The police recruit dogs now?
I've heard that they're already being used officially in Germany as part of their city policing. They're used for chasing criminals and such like. They have a wonderful sense of smell, after all.
As Chief Inspector, he'd outrank Gina? Exactly. Toby just listens to Gina, out of respect, not out of, a hierarchy. Well, I have a fairly good sense of smell myself, as it happens. Okay, dude. Sit down. I can tell- I can tell undergarments that have been freshly laundered from undergarments that, haven't. I'm just gonna share that look with Susato, just kind of... Anyway.
That's nothing compared to this little fella. This little fella, Otto.
Oh, really? Excuse me, what? Yeah, me too. According to what the boss said... Oh, she's holding him. Wait, look at the way she's holding him. He's perching like a bird. I love it. He's just oh, he's like a little bracelet. I don't know. He's like a little gun. That's why she's leaning her face away, because she's getting whacked with the tail. But you know, you gotta balance the dog. Once Toby has got a good whiff of your jaws, he could chase that scent to the other side of the world. What to the other side of the world? You mean he can swim? Oh yeah. Ryunosuke can't swim, huh?
Mr. Naruhodo, I think you may have missed the point. By rather a wide margin.
I just can't believe this little dog has such an incredible skill.
I'm telling you, Otto, there's gonna be more and more dogs doing their bit for the police in futures.
Oh my god, I love this little guy.
Yes, I agree.
Right. One of these days, they'll be barking orders at us a lot, not the other way around.
Oh, dear, sorry, Gina, I don't think I agree with your vision quite that much.
Well, anyway, whatever you think about that, Toby here is Britain's first police dog. Wait, we have the business card! Toby can sniff it out! Toby can lead us to the guy! The best boy! I found him down in the East End the other day. Someone had just chucked him out on the street. How dare they? There you go. I knew she'd lifted him from somewhere. Saved him!
Oh, Gina, you're such a kind-hearted soul, aren't you? To children and to animals.
I got you. Hold on. I have a thing. Would you like evidence? Why am I not allowed to do that? But let Toby... Gina, would you take a look at... Oh, where did it go? Looking for this, Otto? When did she do that? I wonder if you've got anything else to show me, eh? What do you reckon? Give that back first, please. Dang it! Okay, I can't do that yet. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I probably have to... I have to go here first. Who in the heck? Why did they bandage a cup to their head? They have bandaged a solo cup to their head. Oh, you're right, I probably could examine it. Hold on. Can't find anything out of place. Oh. Oh, I found something out of place. This dark smudge here.
I think perhaps it's machine oil.
Oh, yeah, possibly. Professor Harebrained mentioned something about the oil Mr. Drebber uses, didn't he? It's like French. Oh no, we're not supposed to mention France! He said it was specially imported, very high quality oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain.
Yes, that's right, but more importantly, it's French. That it's more fragrant than the finest perfume, so excuse me a moment. Oh, it doesn't appear to have any scent at all.
Don't worry, I expect that's just because there's such a tiny amount on here. Okay, I can probably, well... I should do this first. Alright, cup person. Oh, who's that standing beside Lord Strongheart?
I wonder. I've never seen her before.
That's probably Courtney, right? They're pale enough to be the Reaper. The young champion of the court. You had some success this morning, I understand. And you've thrown the entire government into disarray as a result. You seem mad. You mean because of Professor Harebrained's experiment? Sham science being demonstrated at London's great exhibition. The country's been made to look foolish, and now politicians are scrabbling to respond. Lord Van Zeeks is in Whitehall as we speak, giving an emergency briefing. Oh dear, I didn't mean to cause any trouble. none of this is your responsibility. But I am going to blame you. The government is entirely to blame for having been taken in. The special dispensation that prevents investigation at the scene will be annulled later today. Once that happens, my forensic investigation team will move in and deal with that scrap metal in no time. They are fit for that, after all. Joke made. It's scrap metal now, is it? Until later then, Lord Strongheart. Yes, thank you. Okay. Is that pin familiar? Wait. What's up with that? Hold on. Are you in my inventory yet? Dang it, you're not in my inventory. But like, shoot, I was hoping I could see... Because that pin on her shoulder, that looked like a familiar cross symbol, right? I feel like I've seen something like that somewhere before. Who was that? That was Dr. Courtney Scythe, Scotland Yard's esteemed chief coroner. Oh yeah, won't be an important character later, for sure. She's leading the forensic investigation team's handling of this case. She was just delivering her report about the victim, in fact. Oh, I see. About Mr. Asman. Following the outcome of the trial earlier, I asked the coroner's office to reevaluate its findings. I don't trust you either. Oh wait, it's literally his pin right on his center thing, but his has a crown. But like, I really don't trust you, especially when you tell them to reevaluate. It feels like it's like find another lie or something. I don't know. I don't have time to tell you what she concluded. If you want to know, you'll have to ask her directly. You can find her in the forensics laboratory. Ah, right. Now, what were you here to see me about? I can give you 7 minutes and 39 seconds of my time. So he's not running quite so spectacularly late anymore. Nice. Well, he didn't give us a TED Talk. What exactly is the forensic investigation team that you mentioned before? The British Empire's police force must become the most exemplary in the world, at any cost. For that to happen, it's imperative that we embrace forensic science and everything it has to offer. I first created the forensic investigation team a year ago now, unofficially, of course, to pave the way.
Goodness, a year ago?
At next month's symposium, I intend to present the results of their work to the world. Once I do that, the House of Lords will be powerless to oppose the creation of a full-scale forensics division. And once that happens, the position of Attorney General will be mine, and criminals will suffer Are you sure you should be monologuing this at us? This feels like a villain monologue. And criminals will suffer dearly. What do you mean? For too long, those scoundrels have made a mockery of our legal system with false evidence and bribes. But London scum is about to be rounded up and burnt in the fires of hell. Should we tell someone about this? I intend to see to it personally. I will burn them myself. I mean, having a forensic team is good. Having a corrupt forensic team that goes out of its way to murder people, not so great. By creating the finest police force the world has ever known to protect our honor and our future. He wants them to be in jail. He wants them dead. Look at those eyes. He means every word. Hopefully he doesn't find us to be criminals. It's fine as long as you murder them scientifically. Ah, shoot, I guess you're right. To protect the world from devastation. To defend all people within our nation. Dr. Scythe is an extremely reliable coroner. Hey, as someone who's a coroner, hey, what are the chances, and we've had cases where, like, chances, like, we throw out the 0.1% chance of something happening, it's 100% guarantee. Do you guys think that maybe Courtney Scythe was the coroner on the ship with us? you know, when we came here in the first place. And if they're corrupt... I know I'm copiuming, and I know that Sasato told me not to, but like... you know... I've got my conspiracy board. I've got the red thread. Anyway... when I officially establish the forensics division at Scotland Yard, she will run it as my right-hand woman. Oh, I really can't trust her. Now then, speaking of the symposium, Miss Mikotoba.
Yes, my lord?
Your father should be on the high seas as we speak, making his way here to represent the Empire of Japan. It would be unfortunate if something were to happen to him. Okay, anyway.
Yes, that's right. I understand he will arrive at the beginning of next month.
Are you acquainted, Lord Strongheart? With Professor Mikotoba, I mean. It was many years ago now, but yes. I remember Dr. Mikotoba very well. Huh. If my memory serves, it was some 15 years ago now that your father came to Britain as a visiting student.
It was the year I was born, so yes, 16 years ago in fact. I was born and he went to get milk.
Mikotoba was a young practitioner of forensic science, and Jugoku accompanied him as a young, promising judge. Oh my god, and they were classmates? I'm kidding. I can't keep doing this. The punctiliousness and politeness of the Japanese at the time impressed us greatly. Not that I wish to imply impoliteness or carelessness on your part in any way. I didn't think that you were, but now I do. Dr. Mikotoba studied forensics at one of London's large hospitals. St. Sinner's, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Scythe was also there then, as it happens. Oh my god, why is there so much history?
Then Dr. Scythe knows my Doctor? Dr. Scythe knows my father, does she?
She was a young medical assistant at the time, so I doubt their paths crossed regularly. But I've no doubt they knew each other, superficially. After all, Dr. Mikotoba was here studying his subject for some 6 years in total. 6 years? That's a long time to be studying abroad, isn't it?
I lived with my grandmother in those years.
So he left his newly born daughter behind and went overseas for 6 whole years. Kind of a terrible father.
It was a rather turbulent time at home.
Maybe this is why she can relate to Iris. He had to get a lot of milk. Yeah, 6 years worth. Oh.
Perhaps father wanted a reason to get away. He was dodging his parental responsibilities.
What do you mean? Why? Well, I'm sure that won't come up later. Clearly, something was going on at the time. I'm sure that won't come up later. I wanted to ask you about Lord Van Zieks, actually. I heard that his older brother was killed some years ago, by a mass murderer known as the Professor, who targeted nobles and royalty. Is that right? You Japanese are a thorough lot. You've done your research well. Yes. And you could say it was that very incident that gave rise to the Reaper. Why? When his brother, Clint Van Zieks, was murdered. It was just after young Barak had graduated from the University of London and become a prosecutor. When obvious criminals who managed to evade conviction in court started disappearing, rumors quickly spread throughout the capital. Londoners started to say that wherever Barak Van Zieks went, the ghost of his dead brother wasn't far behind. Who started those rumors? Strongheart. Who started those?
Oh my word!
So, Lord Van Zieks isn't the Reaper, it's the ghost of his brother? Ever since that time, he became a very aloof figure in London's legal circles. Oh, yes, Lord Strongheart. Go ahead. It's about Professor Harebrain's experimental machine. We'd like your permission to examine the remains, if possible. Will he let us? Are you well versed in science, then? Not in the slightest. In fact, you could say I was barely aware of the subject at all until recently. Well, the special dispensation legally preventing investigation of the machine is currently being annulled. At least he's honest. Within a few hours, Dr. Scythe's team of forensic experts will begin their own investigation. But I suppose until then, there's no harm in you looking at the wreckage, as long as you touch nothing. Thank you. Being able to look at it is better than nothing. Ooh, he is underestimating us. Because we don't know science. It's okay, we have a Sholmes.
And I'll be able to see it too.
Your time is up. You'll have to excuse me now, I'm afraid. My next engagement calls. What now? Science or natural philosophy? Oh, you got a good point. I don't know.
We are extremely sorry to have troubled you when you are so busy, my lord.
I have important matters to attend to in preparation for the symposium. You understand. Well, bye. Cool. Oh! Wait. Ah, that's the new... Okay, I see. If we wanted to talk to her, we could go there. We have to... We can go here and investigate now, so... Did we ever ask? Yes, we did. That was the last thing. In fact, it wasn't even an option. It just was just like, okay, you're done with this place. You are forced to ask now. But now we also have this stain that hopefully... Whoops. We can get the dog to sniff. Okay. About this, Gina, that you stole before?
Yeah, I'm still learning my letters at the moment. I only know A to E.
So if it ain't too much bleeding trouble...
Actually, Gina, it's the back of the card that's important.
How come? It's just a dirty old smudge on the back, that's all.
It turns out that this is a very high-quality French machine oil.
Oh no! Inspector Siegel's gonna be so mad at us we brought up France.
It has a very particular scent, apparently.
Oh, you don't say. Let's have a whiff then. Smells like nothing. You sure? I don't smell nothing. No, we didn't mean that you should smell it. Oh, right. You mean Toby? Puppy! Yeah! His sense of smell is so good he can track people over the oceans, can't he?
Professor Harebrain informs us that this oil is unique to Mr. Drepper's workshop.
Let's go! Arm the dog! I think he's picked up a scent.
So, you mean if he follows the scent of this oil, Toby could lead us to that dodgy cove's workshop? That's right! That's exactly what we were hoping!
The dog starts shooting things from his nose. What the heck? Alright then, we'll give it a go. I'll just borrow that. Wait, when did you... Once a pickpocket. If I can lead everyone to that Drebber's workshop, I'll be the boss's boss before next week.
Oh yes, Gina! Take his position! I'm sure you'll be promoted.
Poor Gregson. Oh. Gina. We were actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again. Alright. If it's around here, you can do what you like. Oh, wait. Oh, it's probably the same things. And then it's gonna be like, we have permission. So, let me just do. I'm surprised that I had to do the sniffing thing first. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Lord Strongheart.
Actually, we've just recently been to see Lord Strongheart. But you what? You met him?
Last time the boss was called to go and see him, he waited for 3 hours at the Cove's office and came back sniveling. Oh no, buddy! Tragic.
Well, Lord Strongheart has given us permission to examine the scene as long as we touch nothing.
I'm sure we'll take like 5 things. Oh yeah. Honestly. Alright then, go ahead. But if it turns out you're lying, it'll be the boss who gets it. He'll never eat another chip again in his life. So, still saying all this is above board, are ya?
I'm sure everything will be fine.
That really would be tragic. Alright then, them's the stairs, off you go. Poor Gregson.
Oh, thank you, Gina.
This is why he's going to France. He'll be treated better there. Right then, Otto, leave it to me. Sorry? We're gonna get going after that dodgy engineer curve right this minute. Oh, but hang on. Someone's supposed to be on guard duty here all the time. I'm afraid we can't help. We need to get on with our investigation as well, Gina. Oh, right. Oh well, never mind. It ain't gonna be me what gets it in the neck. It'll be the boss. Poor Gregson. Again.
Hello. Look at the puppy.
Ready, Toby? Got that oil scent, have ya? Come on then, boy. See you later. Well, speaking of see you later, I guess it is break time. So, I shalt be back. Probably after I get more water. Otters? Are there otters in the void now? Anyway, I will be right back. What is going on? What? 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 Why are there... Eh? Oh god. Okay, there's 2 on the docket. I'll do it when the ad break ends. Just for the sake of, I don't know, something. Out of curiosity, did I get possessed again? Maybe not. Anyway. Theoretically, it's back, so...
Oh, well?
And a second one, so let's see, should I do something different? A German? How dare you? Ovo? Question mark? Is that close enough? How dare you? You bleh. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Look at that. We're investigating now. Oh man, you're using that emote for evil. French German? Oh, the more accents you add, the higher pitch my voice gets, and just out of sheer confusion.
I do hope the scent of the of that oil leads them to the swindler's shop. Yeah.
Oh, dang it. I don't think there's a place I can sneak it in. Oh well. Uvu. Maybe. Yes, I hope so. To woo. Ideally, before the dog swims across the channel to France. Oh my god. Oh, well. Now we have to go investigating. Arara. There. Okay, I believe that the way we do that is to go here. What are we cooking? Pain. These stairs lead up to the experimentation stage. Let's go and see what we can find out before I lose any more brain cells. That's the joke, is that I've already lost them. Wow, is it still on fire? We should put that out, right? Like, it shouldn't still be smoking. It's been like a day. It's fine. Are you sure it won't explode while we're here? Also, is that one made of wood? Or is it that that's the one that blew up? Or something? Because that, the little canister on the left is very different from the two canisters next to it. Which is interesting, I guess. Smolder tends to happen, it's fine. It's an electric car. Isn't that worse? Electric car fires are much worse. Smokey the Bear didn't exist so we can have all the— This isn't a forest! Industrial fires. What? Who can we call on to help us with that? I don't think Smokey can help us with that one. Cook your experiment at a steady 250 for 2 days? Oh, just until it's at a crispy golden brown.
Oh my, so this is the machine that was used to deceive people into thinking instantaneous kinesis had taken place.
Well, yes, that's right. Or rather, it was the machine. It's a little worse for wear at the moment.
What extraordinary lengths Professor Harebrain went to in order to obtain the research grant.
No. The professor was tricked as well. He didn't know anything about it. You can tell because I said it in orange.
Yes, of course. Well, it is amazing though, isn't it? The scale of the whole affair is so very British.
Ooh, is this the first time that we get to be racist? Well, you're right about that. Never see such a grand deception in Japan, that's for sure.
Oh, look, is that...
Oh, hi! Why are you here?
Lord Van Zeeks?
So, I think we're more or less done here, aren't we, shall we, Miss Susato?
Already?
He is the Reaper, remember? We do well to keep our distance, I think. This is why he keeps his distance from people. He isn't allowed to make friends because of his freaking title. Is he sparkling in the sunlight? He's not a gargoyle.
But we have permission to be here, from the top! We're perfectly well allowed to investigate this machine. Well, as long as we don't touch anything.
And then he's just like, including the ground. Disbarred. From the top? Do you mean Lord Strongheart?
Exactly. So we can stay here and stare at this wreckage for as long as we like.
Well, she could have been at the center of the explosion here, and it wouldn't have bent her steel will. Kinesis machines can't melt steel beams. Or steel wills. Do I have to examine Van Zeeks? Okay, let's take a look around first. You've lost your ground privileges. Ah, shoot, we've been anti-grounded. what a terrible explosion it must have been. Even the steel girders have buckled and twisted in the blast.
And what they call the bird cage was right in the middle of it all, just here.
But look, Mr. Naruhodo, that metal grill on the floor. Looks as though it's designed to open.
Oh my god, it's a trapdoor. It's a trapdoor, that's how he got out of it. Susato, you genius. Well, it does, doesn't it? If the floor had opened at the precise moment the explosion occurred, the birdcage could have dropped through and disappeared from sight.
I don't think there's any doubt that this was a very elaborate hoax, is there? Oh, isn't it exhilarating? All this different architecture from all corners of the world.
Well, it does make you feel a bit like an explorer, doesn't it? I know it's all subjective, but the onion-shaped roofs have rather caught my attention, personally.
It is very subjective, isn't it?
Japanese buildings with their wood and paper construction have excellent ventilation. And I've realized that British buildings being made from brick and stone are very strong and long-lasting. The more you know about how things are done in other countries, the more you understand your own, I feel. Hello? Are we investigating while he watches us? His eyes are closed. He cannot perceive right now. Quick! Investigate while he's not perceiving!
Oh, yes, I do agree with you there.
But I can't help wondering what an onion does for the roof of a building. I mean, I suppose it's playing on my mind because I don't like the taste of onions.
You really let your taste in vegetables dictate your taste in roofs, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, no. If it's Van Zeek saying that, he would say the Nipponese. Because that's just what he says, I guess.
I hear that a ride on the Ferris wheel is a favorite romantic outing among young London couples.
Oh. Neat. Well, I'm sure it'll come up eventually, like a bunch of other things that were just like, oh no, traumatic backstories that we need to address. Well, I think the romance would be slightly spoiled by the abject terror, personally, but then I'm not a Londoner.
Are you a little scared of heights, Mr. Naruhodo?
It's not that I'm scared, not at all. It's just that staying on the ground seems so much safer.
Well, perhaps I shall have to ask Iris and Mr. Sholmes to accompany me on it in that case.
You can take pictures from the ground. Oh, well, maybe not. When you put it like that, part of me does want to give it a try.
Oh dear, it is complicated for you, isn't it?
What is this? This wasn't here yesterday.
Really? But if I'm not mistaken, it's the cage in which the victim was standing before he was apparently beamed through the air.
That's right, the bird cage. According to what Professor Harebrain said in court, it's made of wood.
Or, more precisely, Japanese cypress, I think. And despite having been in an explosion and then falling from a great height, it's relatively unharmed. What wonderfully durable construction, wouldn't you say, Mr. Naruhodo?
Or maybe it didn't actually fall that far. I'd understood that the forensic investigation team had taken it away yesterday to examine it. Well, I suppose they must have brought it back here when they finished their work.
But sadly, not with the body inside it.
No, that's right. I know we were given strict instructions not to touch anything, but still, this is too important a piece of evidence to overlook. We might need it for the trial. Takes the entire bird cage with him. Wait, no. You just took it? Where are you going to hide that? What kind of magical pockets are you using? This can fit a person in there. How are we fitting that in our pocket? In his protagonist inventory, I guess.
I would assume it's bag of holding. We also have a crossbow in there, a piece of a balloon, several photographs, and I'm sure we'll get crinkled with this in there. In the evidence dimension. That's true. Where are we right now? Ah, look here, Mrs. Sato.
Oh, yes, the wood's cracked and broken a little. I suppose because it fell from such a height?
Yes, from the height at which the balloon was flying down into the crystal tower below. A fall of about 30 feet, or 9 meters.
Leaving the man inside tragically dead.
Okay. Nothing here. Am I really not allowed to... Is there nothing weird about the weird harness thing going on? The door? No. The top? No, really? That's all there is? We lugged around this giant 12-foot cage for this? Crystal Tower, yeah, exactly. Welcome to the Crystal Tower. This is also shaped like a crystal. It's all coming together. Eepy. But I am perpetually that, so no different. Okay, we should probably talk to him. Hi! Are you part of the scene of the crime now? Do I also put you into my evidence pocket? So just kind of side thing, still a strike going? Just so you know, keep up to date with all that stuff. Boop boop boop. Thanks, Firestar. Oh, and harness. Least approachable man in the world. Oh my god, you guys. Stroke? Least approachable man in the world winner 10 years in a row. Well, however long he's changed from his kind-hearted ways to being the Reaper. Streak. Oh my god.
Be strong, Mr. Naruhodo. Your country and your assistant stand firm behind you.
Lord Van Zeeks. Hey, buddy, how's it going? He's not. Oh, hello. He looks so imposing. He just did the pathetic. What? Well, beautiful weather we're having, isn't it? I thought I was making it quite clear that I didn't want to be disturbed. Apparently, you Nipponese are unequipped to read the signs. Oh, I read them. So, what are you doing here? Entry to this area is prohibited. Well, the thing is, he brought an orchestra with him.
Lord Chief Justice Strongheart granted us permission to investigate. On the condition that we didn't disturb anything. Don't mind the giant birdcage in our pocket.
And yet, you've managed to disturb me. Never mind. Stay to your business then. Come to think of it, there are quite a few things I'd like to ask Lord Van Zeeks about. Please don't ask about his dead brother. Don't do that. That's very tone deaf. Don't do it. We did walk into his office and talk smack. You are absolutely correct. I think I too would be sort of annoyed if they kept bothering me to just, you know, roast me. No, I don't have an orchestra on call whenever I talk to anyone. They're on break. Maybe he has them. Not least of which is that awful case, even though it's nothing to do with this. No, don't do it!
Ask away, Mr. Naruhodo. You won't know unless you try.
Don't do it. Don't do it. No! Why? Guys.
I can't ask this.
That's so messed up! Hey, you want to talk about your dead brother? So, oh my god, he's so bad at this. So, Clint. I would stab him for that one. I don't know. He has a sword. I feel like being stabbed is a danger. So Clint was the name of your older brother, I understand, Lord Van Zeeks. Oh my god, it's such a bad segue. Oh my god. You know, this is less of a you Nipponese thing and more of a Ryunosuke putting his foot in his mouth thing again, and I think you should know this by this point. Yeah, no, Ryunosuke definitely deserves a punch. You Nipponese, I always have to be on guard whenever you're around. So, you've been investigating me, have you? Well, you are on the crime scene, so you're evidence now, I'm afraid. Oh, no, it's not like that. Well, alright, it is a bit like that. My older brother was also a prosecutor. He was the pride of the Van Zeeks family. But tragically, a vicious killer took him from us. The professor, you mean? Well, you did your homework. Eh? I didn't know he could laugh! Is Van Zeeks allowed to laugh? I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Is something funny? That's the extent of what you've discovered, is it? I shouldn't be surprised. Oh good, there's more conspiracies! Sorry, there's more to it then. Lackluster work is very much your trademark, isn't it? Oh, you're too kind. Are you going to tar all Nipponese with the same brush next? So tell me, what's your interest in that historic incident?
As it happens, Lord Van Zeeks, there's a rather curious case that's come to our attention.
Van Zeeks laughing is like Batman laughing. Yeah, it's really weird.
Are you aware of the Madame Tuspel's Museum of Waxwork by any chance?
I am, naturally. I believe that since last month I feature in one of the displays there for public scorn. Oh, buddy, they didn't even get your permission? Of course, the infamous Reaper of the Bailey would have to be exhibited, wouldn't he? No, don't turn me into a marketable waxwork, no!
Well, a particular waxwork has been stolen from the place and held for ransom.
A particular waxwork, which... Wait, you mean? The fact that you know immediately, yeah. Yes, it's the professor. Mr. Sholmes is investigating the case as we speak. I was unaware of that fact. He's turned as white as a sheet. Oh. Well, I guess I'm kinda glad that we told him, but also he seems like he's perpetually 100% stressed. I could do the Ojo-san laugh, but also there are people over and I probably shouldn't do that. That would be really spooky if you just heard like Ojo-sama laughing from like a different floor. Nope. Wait, can I do it quietly? Just very... My dead brother. Oh ho 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 ho. Are the police trying to locate the engineer, Mr. Drebber, already? Surely, that goes without saying. We're very keen to see him found as well. The trouble is, we don't have much to go on aside from the description of the man we heard in court earlier. Santa Van Zeeks. No, we already have Father Christmas judging. Unless the Father Christmas thing is contagious.
Which, according to Professor Harebrain, was of a tall, thin gentleman who has straight white hair and wears a black monocle.
So, I was just wondering, I realize it's probably not possible, but,
We'd very much appreciate any more clues you can give us.
What was that laugh just now? Pain. Wow, Susato-san, really knows how to take the bull by the horns. Yeehaw. Fine. Why not? Oh no, you're helping us. You're gonna absolutely get, framed for something next case. Like, come on, he's being too nice. White hair. Hey, guys! Do you think... I'll come back to that. I have a photograph of the man here from an investigation 10 years ago. Okay, it's not the same person. I think. But like, I had a thought. Though it appears he already had that black monocle at the time. Oh, well, there's that cross again. Being nice, that's only something a guilty person would do. If you're nice to the defense, you eventually become framed for something. What? Oh, no, nothing. I was just surprised that you shared that with us. We all need the man's testimony in court tomorrow, which means we have to do everything we possibly can to track him down in the short time available. So, why wouldn't I show you the photograph? Huh. What is it about Lord Van Zeeks? Sometimes I just can't work him out at all. He's very nice, but he buried it under the deaths of all the people around him. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Oh, are you leaving? Oh, shoot! Hi! That is a genuinely terrifying mask. I request that you remove it, because I'm afraid. You should take that off so that we can, yeah. Oh, the file I requested for the trial tomorrow. Thank you. You too, huh? Are you alright?
Who is this man, Mr. Naruhodo?
Lord Van Zeek's apprentice, apparently. So, I'm not the only one. Susato-san can see it too. Want to share with the class?
Lord Van Zeeks. May we speak with your apprentice for a moment?
With him? Why? Is that a nod? Or was that you nodding off? Oh, nope, you just...
Kazuma-sama!
Shh. Kazuma... I don't believe it.
Your posture, your presence. It can only be. It's you! Isn't it, Kazuma-sama?
I felt something strange the very first time I encountered this cloaked figure. As if I knew him somehow. Can it really be you, Kazuma?
Wait!
Too late. What's going on here? His model's lips are the same.
That's how you identified him?
Bro. You identified him looking at his lips? Why were you looking at his lips? Same lips. That's him, officer. We found him. Okay. I'm going to come clean now that we know this in the game. I knew about this since the first game. And the reason for that is because I listened to the soundtrack. I listened to the soundtrack and it doesn't use his name in the second soundtrack. However, it does use his leitmotif. So like I knew he was gonna come back in some way. Like that's the thing, like I wasn't even reading the titles. It's just like if you have his leitmotif, his theme, but ominous and like with organs, yeah, I know he's coming back. You know? So there's that, and then there's the other thing. Do you know how hard it is to not get spoiled for this plot twist when you're making the emote? Cause I made the Kazuma emote, I drew that. So looking for references is just immediate spoilers. Like, there was no escape. So whatever I had suspected, it's just like, okay, whoops. And the thing is, I couldn't mention beforehand that I knew about this because the way I found out, just saying like, oh, the soundtrack spoiled me because of a leitmotif. How many characters have leitmotifs? Like, or like, oh yeah, while looking at, you know, one of 2 emotes for references, I got spoiled. Like, there's no way I could have actually revealed it without revealing the spoiler inadvertently. So I was waiting until it was revealed in-game for me to come clean about this. I've been sitting on these sins for months. I have sinned, I'm sorry. But you're right, I could have figured it out through the lips. I mean, they figured it out through his posture and his sense of being. I didn't expect it to be revealed today. So like, the Batman, oh man, you'd figure out all of the superhero identities so quickly if you're just looking at their lips and just figuring it out that way. Lip detective. I'm never saying that again. You know that one like stock like character trope in like older cartoons where it's like the granny or whatever, the grandma who comes in, it's just like, oh, let me take a look at those little cheeks or whatever. I don't know, I'm imagining that as a lip detective. Yep, I did say that again, didn't I? Ooh. You won't believe it until you see a headband with wind magic. Well, that emote just gives Kazuma, right? Yeah, no, definitely. I saw it in the way that his lips formed those vowels. I knew it was him. That is incredibly they were roommates. They were classmates vibes. I'm not gonna lie. Oh man. I kind of want to say that that's how Ryunosuke figured it out now. Oh, I saw his lips. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna stop now. Hey, Benzeeks, we messed with your trauma. You wanna deal with ours now? What is your interest in my apprentice exactly? In what regard? Because I think there's multiple. One of them is probably romantic. You act as if you know the man or something. Well, Since when has he been in your care? I don't recall you having an apprentice before I left Britain 6 months ago. Lord Strongheart introduced him to me about 3 months ago now. Oh good, more reasons to be sus of that man. With instructions to mentor him as a prosecutor. But he didn't tell you why, did he? He said to, fuck with the defense. Anyway. The man appears to be suffering from amnesia. He's forgotten every last detail about himself. Oh man, oh man. He has amnesia? Oh man. Tomorrow, he will appear in court at my side. He forgot. He didn't die. Well, again, that's why I'm saying, like, when he fell, it's weird. It is incredibly strange that, like, even at the time, I was just like, there's no way that he could have had no marks on him and still broken his neck. That would leave marks. That would leave physical marks on you. But that didn't happen. It's whoever like was doing the medical examination either was wrong or maliciously did something, because there's no way he wouldn't have been able to pronounce him dead, right? So like whoever the medical examiner was, or was it a coroner or a doctor? Because if it was a coroner, I'm willing to bet that it was Scythe. You know, the sus one. Sholmes was not the one who examined the body, although he did examine the body, if you know what I mean. Like, he isn't the one who gave the official report, but he did examine it, so he lied to us. We know that. But we also know that Sholmes and, Susato's dad, they're both hiding something, and it has to do with the Baskervilles case. So, and I'm pretty sure it has to do with that Morse code that we intercepted. So all those people on that list are involved in some way, shape, or form, and we just are in the dark about it. What? He's to serve as my judicial assistant, on Lord Strongheart's orders. He'll be in court with us? Oh, they're not mentally okay after this. Oh man. They're so not okay. Maybe Sholmes meeting Cosmo on the boat. Yeah, no, they did meet each other that one time too. Now then, unless I'm much mistaken, I believe this conversation has run its course. Oh, yes, thank you. We're not gonna tell him that he was our, you know, bestie, classmate, roommate, all of those things? We're not saying that? Okay. I definitely saw a reaction there. Oh, Susato. When Susato-san called out like that, it really seemed to hit a nerve. When she called out, Kazuma-sama. Oh, Susato! I know that masked man from his kissable lips! Oh my god. Susato sitting there like, that is very much not the point here. We still don't know it's Kazuma for sure. We know it's him! If two of the characters who have been closest to him say that it's him, I'm gonna trust their word. Also, you know, I confess that I got spoiled, so I know for sure. You'd already met that masked man, hadn't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Why didn't you tell me anything? Yes, yesterday, in fact, at Lord Van Zeek's office. From his plump, luscious lips, from his gallant, dashing lips. I see. And if Kazuma-sama really is still alive, it means that Mr. Sholmes lied to us. I know. We're going to need to speak to him about that. I'll trust their words, and also the internet. You're going to have to leave now. Go and cry somewhere else. That was very strange for me to just sit here watching you. I tried to be polite, but you need to go. As far as we can figure out a person based on lips, apparently. I did not figure it out that way. Oh no, Sholmes lied. Have you asked Iris about her dad lately? No! Oh boy, yeah, we are massive hypocrites. Everyone is keeping secrets now. Let's go! We're all awful. Look at that AATA. Everyone sucks here. Let's go! The forensic investigation team are due to arrive shortly. If they find you here, it will cause problems. He's doing us a kindness. I would give you a hug, but I think you would stab me. I will give you a figurative hug. Thank you. What sort of problems? I'm pretty sure you can imagine. Foreign affairs problems. Well, we could do without that. Alright, we'll be on our way. Let's go, Mr. Sato. Also, thank you? Give him a thumbs up, and he'll be like, what are you doing? Of course. Do you put your thumb at me, sir? Anyway. Alright, cool. Now can we go... Dang it! Okay, fine. Right. I guess we go and find the very sus coroner. Make sure not to take the giant wooden cage with you. He's looking the other way. It's fine. Oh, that owl is looking at me. Oh, and that crow is looking at me. Ugh. I'm being stared at. Oh, the skull is looking at me too. I hate it here. I really don't like it here. I feel like I'm about to be turned into like... Oh, and there's blood on the table! And I feel like I'm about to be turned into like... I'm gonna be stuffed and mounted on a wall. Oh, it's not one of my crows, that's for sure. It also has a price tag on it for some reason. The crow recognizes its own. Its eyes weren't lit up until I walked into the room. This is not my blood, unless... I believe this is it. Dr. Sei's laboratory. Is there a scythe in here? No, there's a bone saw. And a bunch of scissors and hammer. Chisel. Funky knife. Yeah, I don't like this room. That chemical smell really assaults the nose. And there's plenty to assault the eyes in here, too.
It looks as though the doctor isn't here.
Quick, take a skull and run! If the door locks behind us, oh no! Gonna be as alive as Van Zeke's brother or Iris' dad. But maybe we could be alive like Cosma. You know, just suffering horrible amounts of trauma.
But we're here now, so we may as well do some sightseeing, don't you think?
What a seasoned tourist you've become, Mrs. Sato. Well, we could just have a little look around, being careful not to upset any restless souls. I can't wait to be caught in the act and then get murdered.
I suppose this is Dr. Sei's desk.
I mean, that book looks like a model of sorts, so it seems important. I would not like to work in a place like this. I can't wait to take the whole skeleton with me. I'll put it in the bird cage.
It's very tidy though, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Imagine how efficiently she must work.
I don't want to imagine that, actually. That doesn't seem great at all. The lighting is poor, which is bad for the eyes, and the chemical smell can't be good for you. Not to mention the skeleton watching over you as you work, which is definitely bad for the nerves. Oh, don't worry. It's not just the skeleton. It's also 2 birds and a skull. And whatever organs are in those jars.
Well, yes, those are valid concerns, I suppose.
Is that a crow in the corner? Yeah, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's a blackbird. It's fine. It's fine. Ah, yes, the picturesque sight of a bloody operating table. Yeah, it's fresh blood too. Isn't that great? Isn't that lovely? Just a once-in-a-lifetime sightseeing thing with for this tourist. I don't know. Is it a tourist trap? Maybe it's a tourist trap in that we get trapped here and then become the next patients on the table. I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll be okay. Just don't flinch. I can just about cope with a one-eyed Daruma doll watching over me, but that is all. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep this shadowed look while I investigate. Well, look at this. What a magnificent display case. Let's ignore what's in there. Oh, that's exactly what he's doing. The cherry wood has been polished to a high sheen, and the intricate carving is a joy to behold. Western cabinet makers really are very skilled, aren't they?
Do you have nothing to say about the skeleton inside, Mr. Naruhodo?
Nothing, Mrs. Sato. Can't you tell that I'm trying very hard to avoid talking about the terrifying contents of the case? It's how I cope.
I'll be sure to remember that from now on.
We all have a skeleton inside. There's nothing to be afraid of. Now the skeleton inside is the skeleton outside.
That looks like an owl and a crow up there.
I know, and they haven't even twitched since we came in here. Oh, that's a bad sign. That's a bad omen. I don't want to be stuffed and mounted on a wall, please. I don't want to.
Well, no, they wouldn't have. They're taxidermy mounts, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, I was afraid you were going to say that. I've been trying very hard to tell myself they're just sleeping with their eyes open.
Yes, I think perhaps you were wise to put something like your Daruma doll on display in the office instead.
Wide-eyed in terror. Their final moments. Dakimakura da- No, that's a different one. No, don't turn me into a Makura plushie, no! Look at all the bottles on the shelves in these cabinets. What an assortment of chemicals.
These ones here are labeled highly toxic. Let's have a swig!
Oh, that's worrying. The amount of times that Ryunosuke has said ugh, like, I think has been more than combined total of every other time in the games. Both games. That's worrying, because there are also things that look like salt and pepper shakers in there.
Oh, yes. And they actually say salt and pepper on them. The doctor probably spends a lot of time in this room, I suppose. Perhaps she has meals here sometimes.
Oh, that's dangerous. Life goes on, even when you're surrounded by death. Really? Not looking at the skull in the jar? No, fair enough. That's how he copes. That looks like a medicine drawer of sorts. The doctor wants his pepper. Oh shoot, you're right. Nothing spices up the day like a little toxin. Listen, it's just a little bit of spice, you know? Just the spice of, you know, we have the spice of life, we also have the spice of death. And, you know, just a little kick. Those large jars seem to have pale things floating around inside them. I suppose they're fruit liquors or something, or like the pickled umeboshi plums we make back home.
Father had jars like that in his laboratory as well. I expect they're human organs in a preserving solution, probably as examples of some rare medical condition.
Miss Susato, there are some things in the world that it's perfectly fine never to know about. Ever.
Oh!
So, as I said, I'm sure they're fruit liquors, or umeboshi, aren't they?
Of course!
This poor man is going through it right now. A table and a set of sharp tools. When you consider each in isolation, it all looks quite innocent. So why is it that when you put them side by side, they seem so horribly disgusting?
It might be best not to ponder it too deeply. Seeing the large tome that's open on the desk does make me wonder, though. How can anybody concentrate on bookwork with this acrid odor of chemicals in the air?
We can fix them? No, that's just Frankenstein, and we don't want to make a Frankenstein. Ryunosuke wants to leave, and I am right there behind him. Listen, if I was there, I would not even... Oh, the smell. I think the smell would chase me out. Like, when I was a kid, I couldn't handle being in the fish aisle. I can now, but like, it's just, You'd either have to have a cast iron constitution or a really terrible sense of smell. If they're Frankenstein, they're fixing us. Well, Frankenstein's monster. Really? We can't look at the bloody operating table? That's somehow worse than if we could, actually. Hello. It's pretty fishy. Wait, is there really nothing else? Huh? No, I must have missed something. Hold on. No, I saw everything. That's everything. No, it isn't. I was right about the book being weird. Look at this big, thick book here.
Oh, it appears to be an accounting ledger. It's a record of the forensic investigation team's spending, I think.
Laundry detergent aisle was your nemesis? Well, that's fair. Listen, strong smells, you know? Until you learn how to deal with them properly.
Oh? Oh?
What is it?
It's clear that the team purchases various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis, but well, one entry seems rather strange.
the Necronomicon. Okay, anyway. Really? In what way?
They're buying 500 scalpels every month.
That's an excessive amount of scalpels. Right? Like, even... Because, like, I know that scalpels... Well, actually, this is on, like, dead people. Do you have to... Okay. Weird question. Do you have to, like... Okay, scalpels get dull very easily. I am aware of that. And I also am aware, like... I know that in operating, like, surgeons, they have to, you know, they have to essentially dispose of it immediately because they need a new one every single time for sanitation reasons. But this is, like, dead people. The old doctor just keeps dropping them into people. Oh my god, that's why. It is weird, though. 500? 500? They must be working really hard on dissecting corpses.
I don't know. Judicial autopsies are only carried out in certain special circumstances.
Bruce Wayne ordering machine parts in bulk every month. Don't worry about it. I'm sure he has a good reason. Rich people are weird, you know?
And scalpel blades can be sharpened, too.
It does seem a bit strange. You're right. Modern ones can't be sharpened. Yeah, that's what I thought. But, like, 500 is very excessive. 500 scalpels a month. What could they possibly be using all them for? Watermelon. Is this where she comes back? What are you doing? Hi! You look like a JRPG villain. Sorry, we, had something we wanted to ask you, but you weren't here, so... In fact, you look like a Xenoblade Chronicles villain, specifically. I see you have a snake on your wrist. Why do you have a snake on your wrist? If evil, why hot? I don't know! Not really my type. Is she God? Well, maybe she can see it. Maybe she considers herself one. And that's close enough sometimes.
She seems very cold.
Sorry, we had something we wanted to ask you, but you weren't here, so we snooped. So, you thought you'd snoop around. That's acceptable to you people from the East, is it? Oh, good, you too. Well, what do you want? Lord Strongheart told us, you see, that it was you who examined the victim's body, Mr. Asman's body, I mean.
So, we came to ask you about your findings.
Hear you out? Oh god, what do you have to say? I'm listening.
On, Lord Strongheart's advice, we're blaming him. Putting him in front of the trolley.
Very well. If the Lord Chief Justice has given his consent, I'll tell you what our investigation revealed. But when we're done, you must leave immediately. I do like the Caduceus symbol. I'm not as big a fan of the fact that, like, the two snakes make sense. It's a popular symbol for the medical field. But the snake on her wrist is making me think that that is less medically related than it actually probably is, you know? So, you want to know what the forensic investigation team determined from its examination of the scene. It's a symbol of Hermes, which is, yeah, that's true, but it's how it's used nowadays, so it is how it is. It's okay. We call things what they shouldn't be called a lot of the time. Chai tea. Yup, not tea tea. The victim, Mr. Odie Asman, who disappeared from the experimentation stage amid an explosion. Oh, interesting. Don't we love it when we just use things incorrectly and it becomes part of modern, like... I don't want to say slang, because it's not really slang, but, like, I guess imagery. And the Mr. Asman, who appeared months later, partway up the Crystal Tower. Listen, all we gotta say is, Hermes took on another part-time job, right? That's obviously what happened. were without question one and the same person. Why is that an orange? That is the team's conclusion. What if I don't believe you? But that can't be right. If it was an elaborate trick, we can only speculate about how it was carried out.
Let's see. If two people who looked very similar to each other were involved, they could have made it appear as if one single person had switched places, couldn't they?
Now, Toby the dog is not here right now. There is no barking. And let's be real, I don't want to bring Toby the dog near this person. Not with those birds up there. Very true. But sadly, in this instance, that was not the case. The man who disappeared and the man who subsequently reappeared was the same person. How do you know that? The fingerprints of the We're allowed to use that now? Is that allowed? That was not allowed last game. We tried. Oh my god, fingerprints are real. Guys, fingerprints are real. The fingerprints of the scene make that quite evident. Ah, fingerprints, what? They're not yet officially recognized as forensic evidence in the British justice system. But one day, they will be used as an investigative aid as a matter of course.
Oh my, but that would mean that the instantaneous kinesis actually took place. Are you sure you want to double down on that? Are you sure you want to believe that? So, where does that leave us?
My team was tasked with investigating, not drawing conclusions. That's actually a fair point, genuinely, because, like, the point of, forensic investigation is not actually to draw conclusions. Kind of. Depends on the legal system. But, like, yeah, no, that's actually entirely fair. It's just, here are the facts. Have fun, lawyers. Instantaneous kinesis is impossible, and yet the body did move from one place to the other. She's a coroner, I think. They said that she was. This hasn't cleared anything up at all. It's made the whole thing even more of a mystery. Do we get abruptly kicked out now? What the? Huh? Who is this? Why do they look like this? Hey, if Cosmo's wearing like a bird-ish mask, I really do think that this lady had something to do with it, right? Right? Is this someone that we know? Is this anybody that we know? No, I don't think so. Oh, this guy looks so sad. That's her doctor. Plague doctor. Dr. Plague. Plague Dr. Plague.
Mama, what is this?
Where did she spring from? And did she just call the doctor Mama? This is a lawyer, dear.
Oh.
Hello! To meet you. Pleased to meet you. Yes, I'm a defense lawyer. Ryunosuke Naru.
Mama,
Yes.
can I cut this one?
No! Please don't! You like this one? I don't want to be. Please don't taxidermy me. I don't want to be taxidermy. Go ahead! No. Hey, have I introduced you to chat? Look at this. Look at how many people you could cut up instead of me. What? Why a butcher knife? Why a butcher knife and like a steak knife? I've never seen inside an Eastern person before. I want to know what it looks like. No. We're offering each other up. No. You go ahead of me. Listen, we have volunteers, see? Works out. Of course you can't. It's a live specimen, as you can very well see. I don't like those dots. I really don't like those dots. Boring. And then she just leaves, right? What? I don't think the cops are gonna stop. They're part of the investigative forces. I think I just had a near-death experience. We were almost part of a different genre of game.
Oh, dear, Mr. Naruhodo, you're as pale as a corpse.
No, don't call me that. Don't call me that, or else they might actually cut me open. Then let's leave before I'm mistaken for one. Where's Sholmes? He owes his answers, so he's not gonna show up for a bit. Well, I think we've done all the investigating we can here for now. We need to leave. Right now. 5 minutes ago. We need to go. If we could just determine the whereabouts of Mr. Trevor, bye.
I'm sure Gina and little Toby won't let us down. Now then, do you think we ought to try to speak with Mr. Sholmes at this point?
We need to find him. We need to have a word.
We have things to, discuss. And I'm dying to meet him again after all these months. Hey, can I borrow your butcher knife?
Yes, it's quite possible he might know something useful. You're right. We ought to find him at Madame Tussville's. He's supposed to be working there as a temporary waxwork exhibit.
Yes, Iris told me all about his latest unusual venture.
Time to pour hot wax on him.
Let's leave.
Okay. She can make you work, guys. Can I see the dragonfly? I can see it on my end, so I do see it. Thank you for the bits. Big. I wonder if there's like a way to make it show on like the step. Never mind. Guess I'm not allowed to pause at things. I need to go and walk off the horror from earlier. Oh, whatever horrors are here, nothing in comparison to being nearly turned into a cadaver. The mom is pretty. No, she's so suspicious. Come on. Alrighty, bonk. No, you're in the void. Okay, well, I will be right back. I need to process. Yeah, that's the word. Hello. I return. Rejuvenated. Theoretically. Possibly. Yeah. Oh god, everyone has a knife. I'm sure that's fine. You know what? Actually, let me- oh my god. I was about to be like, hey Chad, can I borrow a knife while talking to Sholmes, but you know what? No, I'm not going to ask that anymore. Oh, Jim wanted to- dang, where did he get strawberry shortcake from? Is there a good bakery in the Void? Well, anyway. Here we are again at the House of Horrors. I'm, afraid I haven't gotten used to the place yet. It's less horrifying than that freaking, lab. I'd still like to turn on my heels and go straight home, via the confectionery, of course. Susato-san really is after something sweet today, isn't she? Oh, also, don't mind if you can hear something in the background. I can't control the other people. Eek! What's the matter? Look, Mr. Naruhodo, look at that waxwork! I'm quite sure it wasn't there before. Hey Jack the Ripper, can I borrow that knife? It looks exactly like Mr. Sholmes down to the very last detail! Uh-huh. What is it? Let's give it a good kick on the knees, yeah. Oh, sorry, I think you'll find. That's the temporary waxwork himself. What if the coroner is Jack the Ripper? Oh my god, you're right though. What were you again? Were you bad French? I think you were bad French. Ah, the friend of my dedicated employee. Bad French, specifically. Oh, yes, hello again. It's Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I must say I am quite spellbound by the great detective. He is a marvel. My precious waxwork is already back where it belongs. You don't mean... But yes, the mystery is solved already. Wow, Mr. Sholmes can really engage his brain when he's hungry enough. So, as you can see, he has returned to his, habitual duties. Yes. His habitual duties? Alors, do not disturb, huh? Alors? Sure. Alors? Poor Susato-san, she looks very perplexed. Ah, okay. Alors. I definitely know what that means. Ooh, we should look at what the waxwork looks like. Hold on. Can I look at it? Oh, yes, the heavy curtains in the middle of the House of Horrors. Whatever's on the other side of them, you just know it's going to be terrifying, don't you?
The sign says that it's the Madame Tuspel special exhibit. It seems you have to pay extra to go inside.
I know, can you believe that? Pay more money, as if we haven't been scared enough already.
It's not my doing, Mr. Naruhodo.
Dang it, we're not allowed to look? Okay, and the guy's gone from this chair because, yeah, he was real.
Let's have a chat.
Yeah?
We really do need to speak with Mr. Sholmes, and I am longing to say hello again. But where is he?
Huh? Oh, hi! Hello! Welcome in! That was a lot of cause. Thank you so much for the raid. We are here playing Ace Attorney. We're on like case 3. I don't know if that is like spoiler territory. Regardless, hello! I am Sei Sou. I am a voice actor and a VTuber, and I am always perpetually confused. And I think this is a great frame to actually stop on very quickly. If you need a rest, go and take a rest. If not, then feel free to hang out. Came here to conquer? Well, it'd be really easy. I have noodle limbs, so probably a pretty easy feat to accomplish. Y'all are... Of course. My chat's bullying me again. Well, Anna. There. No!
Hello?
There, the dichotomy. The adas to the uwus. There we go. I don't like that it got completely silent on the screen. Ugh. Hello. I would say I use my powers for evil, but like, oh, I'm so sorry. My British is not good. You're staying now? I'm so sorry. My British is not good. Oh, man. But it's okay. My German is worse. And the game makes me do that one. My British is not good. My accent is not great. That's all. And this game is very British. So Shums is just hitting the Yonkey's Blanky in the background. Well, he's certainly hitting. Eh? Oh, man. Alrighty. Let's save Susato. Can't get rid of you? Oh, shoot. Dang. Well, I tried. Imagine spending a month in Japan. Imagine going to Britain in the 1890s or whenever this takes place. Oh, I accidentally muted myself. I think you might find that he's quite nearby, actually. Oh, also, for new people, that's Herlock Sholmes! That's not Sherlock Holmes, that's Herlock Sholmes! And that's great! At least they didn't come in when we were in the coroner's office. Oh yeah, that's true. At least they didn't witness us nearly getting turned into a cadaver. Yeah. No, I muted myself again.
Oh, what do you...
Where did he go? Ah! Indeed, my dear fellows, it is I! The world-famous great detective and waxwork, Herlock Sholmes! Aw, thank you. Chad is doing, well, Chad is barking. Susato-san! Oh no! Susato-san! Susato-san! Oh, thank you. Oh, I can't believe that he's dead. But yeah, thank you. If you blah blah, you can check out the credits in my about. Then amazing artist, Q, amazing rigger, and now I can do this. Okay. My most humble apologies. You have more things to be sorry about. Oh yeah, probably major twist spoilers things for this game, unless you don't care about it, in which case, I'll give you like a second. Cause, yeah, no, we just got to like one of the big twists for this game. Is this case 4 or 3? It could be 4, actually. I can't remember. When is anything, actually? Uh-oh.
I, thought I died and gone to eternal paradise for a moment, via London.
3? Okay. My dear madam, allow me to make amends by offering you a tasty free deduction at some point. Well, as long as it's not of questionable street food quality. Hey, street food is good. Ah, hydration. No, Q's great. Absolutely amazing to work with, and like turned out amazing as well. So, it's British street food. I haven't had British street food. I haven't had British food actually. I have no room to speak.
I don't understand. Why are you working as a waxwork here, Mr. Sholmes?
Well, we had to get him to shut up somehow. Merely a secret identity, you understand. Though the case is largely solved now.
Largely solved?
We're talking about the waxwork abduction, I presume. Wait, what? Oh no! The URL of my shorts chat? Oh. I will fix that after this. Thank you for letting me know. Oops. Will he hit the Yoinky's Blanky again? He does all sorts of things. He also JoJo poses. It's pretty great. Indeed we are, my good fellow. As I predicted, it was as easy as proverbial pie. It's funny because he's still Sherlock Holmes in the Japanese version. Though I confess I'm yet to partake of a pie, proverbial or otherwise, or any food so far today for that matter. Oh, buddy. Isn't it like... Oh, buddy! We should have brought him something, huh? That stomach rumble echoed around the whole museum. So, how did you manage to solve it so quickly? Oh, well, do you remember I said it was largely solved? Anyway, I simply negotiated with the culprit. Are you familiar with the so-called telephone? How long has he been in the museum? Forever?
Oh,
yes, it's a most modern invention, allowing you to hold a conversation with people far away. In Japan, only the imperial capital and a handful of other cities are connected as yet. This morning, a telephone call was received here from the perpetrator of the abduction. As such, I was able to negotiate terms, and in the end, the waxwork was returned. That's amazing. Did they pay the ransom? Just between you and I. It would appear the culprit had always intended to return the stolen waxwork in any event. Oh, but I thought whoever was responsible had demanded a ransom, no? Yes, I think perhaps, the ransom demand was necessary to avoid unwanted suspicion regarding the true motive. What did they want to do with a lifelike wax statue? I'm not gonna ask that. I've seen the internet. But does that not mean your negotiating was entirely unnecessary? A fact that I must ask you to keep away from Madame Tuspels at all costs. A hungry young iris awaits my return to Baker Street after all. The internet is a dark place, and I don't want to bring a flashlight. Poor Iris. Now then, do I sense that you have some business with this great waxwork? Who's the protagonist of this game? This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo, which is, Phoenix Wright's ancestor. Ages back. The internet hasn't been invented yet. You are absolutely right. Let's talk. I really want to talk about this one, but I'll go in order. So, we're in the process of trying to track somebody down. Oh. Yes, a man by the name of Enoch Drebber. He's the swindler who duped Professor Hairbrain, and the engineer who built the kinesis machine. A swindler and an engineer. Quite the modern man. He also seems to be a conjurer of sorts too, with considerable knowledge of stage magic. We really need to locate him before the trial resumes tomorrow morning. But we have so few clues to go on, that's the trouble. Do you have any good ideas? I have no data yet. It is a capital mistake to have good ideas before one has data. Naruhodo, Phoenix Wright's name before he immigrated to Japan America. I think it was it Japanifornia or something? What is the popular way to blend those settings? If I knew something of the man's appearance, at least, I may be in a better position to help. Yes, Drebber's appearance. We have a photograph. Fortunately for you, however, presently, I have little to occupy myself and little to fill my stomach. As soon as you find any clue, no matter how small, I should gladly give you my thoughts on it. Cool. Why you lying? Hey, Mr. Sholmes. Did you lie to us? Wow. My dear Mr. Naruhodo, stay that piercing stare. What is this about? Last winter, when we were first on our way to Britain aboard the steamship. Your words were very clear. So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. You told us that it was murder, and you examined Kazuma-sama's body. Indeed, and wherein lies the problem? We met him earlier today. The victim, Kazuma Asogi. You're quite sure? He, was wearing some sort of mask and was apparently suffering from amnesia. But yes, I'm quite sure. It was Kazuma-sama. You must have known at the time, Mr. Sholmes, that he wasn't actually dead. Well, I can only assume I was swept up in the murderous atmosphere of the moment. Oh, don't you do that! We know that you're just... dude. If it's something you can't tell us, at the very least say, this is something that I'm not able to tell you right now. At the very least, instead of just lying again. But the fellow wasn't dead at all! Huh, wait, did I miss something? Oh, shoot. Priceless! I don't suppose that performance would pass muster, would it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, okay, so he's... okay, good. He's not bluffing. His way out of it, rather. I could believe that the crewmen present at the time made a mistake. But not you, Mr. Sholmes. Okay, are you gonna come clean? I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that. Oh, good, you're gonna lie to us about something later. Great! Or he kind of has this entire time playing himself off as the fool. So, I guess he always has. Please, Mr. Sholmes. Tomorrow in court, you will find yourself on the threshold of a very great mystery. For now, I'm afraid that is all I can say. That's it? Well, I did just say, if you can't tell us, then at least say that, and I guess that is exactly what he did, so I can't complain. Dang it. I don't know if it's trolling so much now as there's a real strict confidentiality thing going on. I assume it has to do with the Baskervilles. Alright, time to grab the red string. Let's go. Hey, I brought a giant birdcage with me. You want to see it? That's not what I clicked, right? What? Okay. Odie Asman. Yes, a fearsome adversary. What? You mean you fought him? I once infiltrated his criminal organization in order to investigate the man and his activities. But he saw through my disguise instantly. I still remember what the man said to me now. What was it? Whoever saw such a tall old lady? I mean, old lady? Indeed, but my special disguise hadn't seen the light of day again since that humiliation. Mrs. Minicle is retired. Mrs. Minicle? I would give my right arm to see that. Don't make promises. Okay, that is definitely not the evidence that I presented. That's not a picture. Did I find a glitch? Okay, but what if I present the actual picture now? Nope, that's just the picture. Is everything the picture? Now I have to know. I was only going to show him that picture of the, of Drebber, but like, now I kind of want to see if it's all Odie Asman. Hey, do you want a crossbow? Mr. Sholmes, about this. As you will see, I'm rather busy at the moment. If it's advice you seek, come to my office tomorrow and I shall be happy to help you. Shall we say, threepence per item as a consultation fee? That's 2 hours of gas, that is. Okay. Oh! Okay. Usually we can present the armband to him. I guess not. Anything else? Do you want to see the newspaper? Okay, it's actually a newspaper. It's just that one thing. Mr. Sholmes, would you have a look at this newspaper? You've been into my room and helped yourself, have you? Let's not turn this into a scandal, shall we? Oh, did something go wrong? Small blip? Uh-oh. He was moving slower. Oh, you know what? I actually had to unplug my Ethernet today, so it's on Wi-Fi right now. You know what? I only have half an hour, so I'm sorry. We're stuck here now. I switch my Ethernet cables if I'm using it somewhere else, unfortunately. That's probably what happened there. Well, Considering I've already had a little nibble on the Wi-Fi. How? Considering I've already read it, one thing immediately strikes me. This paper is old news.
It ate the air.
It just... Eldritch Raccoon just ate the freaking radio waves. You started GoFundMe to get me a second Ethernet? No. The thing is, I don't think I would be able to do that. I don't think I have another Ethernet, like, cable that runs through my house from the router. So, like, it just wouldn't work out. What would possess you to show me this? What's done is done. You must distinguish, my dear fellow. Distinguish the old from the new. There are some conversations you wish you'd never started. Hey, don't sabotage it. Would you like to look at Andrew? No, no you don't. Unfortunate. Okay, I'll show you the actual thing I'm supposed to be showing you. Oh wow, the card actually is gone. Gina took it. All right, here. Wait, what? Oh, I was about to be like, wait, can we not show him this? Mr. Sholmes, would you cast your eyes over this photographic print?
It's of Mr. Enoch Drebber, the face of the engineer we seek.
Well, all Englishmen look broadly the same, of course. Is that... I'm just gonna raise an eyebrow at that one and move on. So, looking at the photograph won't be particularly instructive. Oh! Oh! Are you alright, Mr. Sholmes? Ha! Joke's on you, I don't have soda in my house right now. Ha! Ooh. I really hope that you can't hear that, because I can hear that through my headphones. It's the voices in your head. It's so depressing. Honestly, if I were to get Coke again though, I'd probably get, cause like, I tried Mexican Coke recently for the first time. It is really good. It's like genuinely really good in comparison. Like there's no bad aftertaste. It's really nice. Real sugar. Okay, who would have thought? Ah, yes, forgive me. Very interesting, this. Very interesting indeed. Also Pepsi with real sugar. I've never liked Pepsi growing up because it always tasted like watered down Coke to me. But I wonder if the one made with real sugar would taste different and like actually good, you know?
What's wrong, Mr. Sholmes? You've turned quite pale all of a sudden.
Everyone's turning pale this day. Every single person. I have a suggestion, Mr. Naruhodo. Will you indulge me? Fruit-flavored Pepsi? Oh, maybe? You know what? Maybe it would taste better because, like, it's a little bit... It's not as, like, punchy with the flavor as Coke is, so maybe it actually tastes better with other flavors. Maybe. What is it? As I explained to you when you arrived, the missing waxwork has been returned. Is it him? And I personally reinstalled it in the exhibit from which it was taken, behind those thick curtains. Oh, yes, the professor exhibit, isn't it? So is the professor the guy? Is it Drebber, blah blah blah? Would you like to see it? For a mere 5 shillings. That's a special one-time only price, you understand? What? The opportunity won't come again, I might add. Wouldn't you like to see the fruits of my labor?
Oh, well, we do have a rather pressing investigation to carry out. Perhaps we could postpone?
The price is a very reasonable 5 shillings. I think you'll find it's well worth it. Isn't that like the amount that she promised to pay you or something? Are we paying her salary? Or like your salary to you? Are you being quite serious, Mr. Sholmes? Surely you need only look at my expression to ascertain if this is seriousness or silliness. I can never tell with you. That's the point.
Very well, it couldn't hurt. Here's your 5 shillings.
Gratefully received. I think that means that he doesn't have to be a waxwork anymore. Probably. So, the special exhibit awaits behind the curtain. I invite you to peruse it at your leisure. Oh, are you going back to being a waxwork? Oh, he vanished. Nope, he's gone.
Well, the money's been spent, so let's go and see the special exhibit.
Oh. Who is it? Is it gonna be Odie Asman, or is it gonna... It's probably gonna be the Dred, Enoch something. It's gonna be that guy. Because of the reaction, right? Through those heavy curtains at last. OBS man. Oh, shoot. That's where the internet is. Is he here? Oh, yeah, no, he's back to work. Okay, good luck, man. 5 shillings we've had to pay. It, doesn't seem right somehow that Mr. Shulm slipped the money into his own pocket. Does it?
No, we could ask Gina to retrieve it for us, using her special skills.
Pickpocketing police officers and... Why is this word back? Why? No. Why is this word back? I thought we left it behind us when we left the prison. We left that word in jail. How did it escape?
Pickpocketing police officers and tiddling detectives. Is this what makes Britain great?
Oh my god, is that what happened? You brought the word with you! No, you can't take it from the jail. It was imprisoned for a reason! Not to mention demigod prosecutors taking the law into their own hands, or chip-loving inspectors.
Inspector Gregson comes off rather well in that list, I think.
I really hope that I don't have to say that word again. I'll take fiddle over that because that reminds me of a violin. Oh no, I don't like.
Oh dear, I felt a shiver run down my spine as soon as we walked in here.
Is that the black monocle that the guy has? What is going on? Miss Susato, I say we turn on our heels and go straight home via a really big confectionery.
We certainly can't do that. We've paid 5 shillings already.
True. Actually, now I'm looking a little more closely. We've paid good money to see an exhibit that's clearly incomplete. The nerve of the great. Oh my god! Ryunosuke! Why? Don't mention heads here! The nerve of the great diddling detective is far more terrifying than anything else in this place.
This must be what Mr. Sholmes meant when he said the case was largely solved.
So, like, this guy is Asman, right? It's gotta be Odie Asman. Be that as it may. Yep. Ryunosuke really did just do that thing where you learn a new word and use it wherever you can, despite the fact that it doesn't... No tricks! No, we shouldn't! Why do I insist on the game is making me! It's possessing me! Mr. Sholmes heavily implied there'd be a clue about the engineer in here, didn't he? But where? Since we've paid 5 shillings, let's do 5 shillings worth of investigation, shall we?
Yes, we will get what we paid for.
Honestly, big mood. Is that fear or frustration that's making Susato-san's voice tremble? Oh my god. I hope Nino isn't listening. Hi. No!
This part of the exhibit is just as disturbing as the rest. It looks so real.
What did you miss? Forbidden words. Oh my god, no! It seems to be a young man in a white overcoat. Wow, that's crazy.
And he has a large shovel in his hand too, look.
Oh, spade or shovel debate. Oh god. Okay, Trix, are you just gonna... Perhaps we should investigate in a little more detail. pops up behind the wax figure's shoulder. Hey, how's it going? What up? Alright. What? Oh! A camera. What's this here?
Well, this would appear to be a lens in the middle, so I believe it's probably a camera.
What am I investigating? Wax figures. I'm just... No, I was trying to find a way to make that sound weird, but I don't think I can. Wax figures. A camera, but it's so small. British technology is incredible, isn't it? I mean, what about Mr. Sholmes' skin prints?
I think perhaps you should treat Mr. Sholmes' inventions as exceptions to the rule.
Oh god.
But anyway, why would the man be in a graveyard at night with a camera?
I wonder. Perhaps he was trying to capture the moment a dead body came back as a ghost on film.
We'll just have to borrow this for a little while, I think.
Why are we stealing? We already stole an entire 12-foot cage!
Why are we stealing this?
Yep, don't worry, I'm keeping track on the time.
By looking at the photographic plate inside the camera, we can see what picture was taken.
But it's made of wax, right? What's a photographic plate?
It's a piece of glass coated in a special emulsion that reacts to the light coming in through the lens. If we open the cover at the back of the camera, we should find it. Let's have a look.
Breaks the wax. You should see yourself, Sasato-san. Your eyes are shining. You really do like machinery, don't you? Is she gonna be an engineer? Okay, what else? Lantern? When have we not stolen stuff? I guess. It's not stealing if it's evidence. I guess we should just... I mean, I did say that Van Zieks was evidence that one time. Time to just take a whole person. It's not kidnapping if you're evidence. That's, quite a large lamp the man's carrying. Or is it a lantern? It's not unlike a Japanese chojin paper lantern, actually, is it?
Lamp, lantern, chojin. The point is, it casts very little light. To be walking alone in a graveyard at night with only this. Well, I certainly couldn't do it.
I'm not sure I could visit a graveyard at all, even in broad daylight, to be honest. Anything else? Oh, what am I looking at here? The tie? I can't see his face very well, can you? Yeah, we need to tilt the camera up. Perhaps if I just,
Oh, do you think you should be manhandling the exhibits, Mr. Naruhodo?
I'll put it back exactly as it was. Don't... Oh god, he's gonna drop it. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. He's gonna break it. He's gonna break it. He's gonna break it. You could have just walked around, my guy. Ah.
But what on earth? How can...
I don't believe it. A black monocle. But his hair, it's not white.
Mr. Naruhodo, is it possible that this man is...
Yes, he was so shocked that his hair turned white. It's in the same style, actually, so... Huh. It's Enoch Drebber. No wonder he looks so sad. He's just perpetually scared.
The color of his hair is different, but...
It's unmistakably him. Which figure is the professor, though? Indeed it is, I assume it's... No, indeed it is! Oh god, I just noticed the owl staring at me. Ah. Mr. Sholmes. This man is the subject of your present hunt, I believe. Yes, that's right. This money is evidence it's mine now. Wasn't the other figure stolen? He wasn't here either, so I wasn't sure. I guess they stole two figures? Just, who is this man? Why is he here in this exhibit? You want to tell me? And why does the convict behind him have no head? The head was missing when the model was returned by the thief who stole it. What a surprise. So then the case isn't yet... Well, he said largely solved. Did I not say so myself? Largely solved were my words, I believe. But I must locate the missing head to the suit? To the suit? Tout de suite. Tout de suite. As Madame would say, or I'll be in grave trouble. Grave. She will pour hot wax on me. A very hungry Iris still awaits my return to Baker Street, preferably with rations. First... Oh, it's to the suite? To the suite. Okay. I will say it incorrectly on purpose. Tout D suit. Ag. Me too.
Do you know, though, something about this room is strange.
Strange? What do you mean?
Well, the displays in the House of Horrors are supposed to depict real events, are they not?
Indeed they are, Mr. Sato. Do go on.
And as terrifying as they are, the scenes in the other exhibits are believable. But this one, this surely couldn't ever really have happened, could it?
Unless they faked their death or something. I think it's time I educated you a little. Oh, good. About the nature of the incidents involving the professor 10 years ago. Gasp! Cool, can we do this in another room? I believe I told you a little about the professor yesterday, did I not? He took the lives of 5 victims, everyone being either a member of the aristocracy or royalty. Everything Sholm says has a weird knack for being relevant, so you have to note every word. Oh yeah! No! I still remember that he said the wax figure he was looking for is of an odious man. So like, I know that it's Odie Asman. It's gotta be. He wouldn't have used that terminology. Like, I'm giving way too much credit, but also it's so true. The chicken joke still haunts me too. Yeah, no, exactly. All were attacked by an enormous hunting hound and... Oh, it's the Baskerville case. Oh. And had their throats ripped from their bodies. Chicken joke? In the second case of this game, the first one that involved investigating, and the first one that he showed up in, what was it? Like, we were trying to figure out if, essentially, Sholmes was faking being smart, or was actually smart. Or like, you know, if he was actually an idiot who was writing off of the stories, because the stories actually exist in this world. And he seemed like an idiot until there was one point where he was like, oh, this person is hiding, like we established this person's hiding a pet, and then he's like, oh, they have a chicken. And the thing about that is that the entire time, everyone had been complaining about a terrible headache that they had, and they all had the same food for dinner. And it was chicken. He knew everything. Except that snakes didn't have really good hearing, but that's beside the point. Oh gosh, an enormous hound? How awful. And from that point on, I have dissected every single word that this man has ever spoken. After taking the life of his 5th victim, the killer was apprehended. It was a case of unprecedented magnitude in Britain, you understand. Accordingly... Have I dissected every chicken? No, I have not. I don't have enough scalpels. Someone keeps buying all the scalpels? It's really weird. I haven't been able to get one in like the past 3 months. It's really, really odd. The professor was tried in a closed court. No members of the public were permitted. A closed court? So you mean that the professor's identity... As you've surmised, my dear fellow, his identity was never made public. Naturally, he was found guilty, and was summarily sentenced to death by hanging. He was buried in a grave at Lowgate Cemetery, which adjoins the rear of the prison where he had been held. However, that was not the end of the affair. Oh. Didn't the doctor lose a scalpel and definitely not inside Sholmes? He's probably fine. If he suddenly doubles over, it's because of the scalpel. The very night that he was buried, the convicted man came back to life. Came back to life? He clawed his way out of the ground and emerged into the moonlit graveyard. The exhibit here depicts that very scene, as described by the sole witness to those chilling events. There was a witness. But of course, my dear fellow, it was none other than... The young man in the white overcoat. Enoch Trevor. He saw it happen. So, if there is a missing head, then that means that they vaguely knew what the guy looked like, right? Or was it just a guess? Or they modeled it after somebody else? Anyway. So, this is a waxwork model of Enoch Trevor. 10 years ago, the convicted professor, having been gibbeted, I guess, and buried, emerged from his grave in the dead of night. The sole witness to that unimaginable scene was this young man. From appearances, I would say he was about 20 years old. He aged about 30 that night. It's so horrifying. Scared out of his wits, the young Trevor ran to a nearby police station to report the incident. And the sheer terror of what he'd seen is said to have turned his hair white overnight. Oh, I was kidding. But yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Yes, as shown in the photograph we have of him, his hair is completely white. For the following few days, the story of what he'd seen was on every front page in the capital. The public was frantic for every last detail about the killer who had come back to life. As you've seen, an exhibit was even created here at Madame Tuspill's. Ooh. Ew, gruesome.
I can quite understand why the man's hair turned white, certainly. But what I don't understand is, what Mr. Trevor was doing in the first place. In a lonely graveyard in the middle of the night, with a shovel, and a camera, and a lantern.
Yes, what was he up to?
Shenanigans, spooky things.
The professor's acts of terror threw London's upper classes into complete panic 10 years ago. That's a spade. No, a shovel's used for digging. A spade isn't used for that. It was a great scandal, one might say, at the very highest levels of society. And since the killer's true identity was never made public, rumors abounded. After all, no killer had ever before systematically employed a dog as a weapon of murder. Yes, I can imagine the impact the case must have had. But in time, of course, the rumors abated. No, Toby. Listen, I heard dog and just went, no, they can't implicate Toby, right? Toby's a good boy. Toby's the bestest boy. Little dog. So too they talk of the shocking witness account of the convict who came back to life. It was forgotten, dismissed as a dubious ghost story, as a preposterous parlor tale.
But why did people stop believing it?
Why? Simply because there was no resurrection to speak of, as was established in fact. What do you mean by no resurrection? The police investigated the grave in Lowgate Cemetery and published their findings. The convict's body was found to be buried exactly where it had been following the execution. Toby wasn't even but what if it happens again? What if the crimes happen again and they blame Toby?
No, but that would mean Mr. Trevor must have lied to the police and the newspapers, or gone insane. One of the two.
That would appear to be the only logical explanation, yes. The young man subsequently vanished from society, and nothing has been heard of him since. It's rather striking, then, that he should resurface now, don't you think? Of course, the convicted murderer couldn't really have come back to life. That's not possible. But Trevor's hair is unusually white, and if that really did happen overnight as a result of shock, it's hard to believe the incident was an out-and-out lie. Alrighty. That is interesting. But I think that's probably a good place to wrap for today, since hard cutoff and everything. But thank you guys so much for watching. There's always something scary around when things go bump in the night. Yeah, and it's gonna be Shulms pretending to be a statue. But yeah, I will be back tomorrow for more of this. Same time, 6 p.m. Eastern, and all of the time conversions. 3 p.m. Pacific. Heck, 4 Central, 5 Mountain? Question mark? Sure. Time zones are weird. Let me see who I can go into raid. Boo. Oh shit, you know what? Well, let's go raid Rin, actually. It's been a minute, I think. So I'll start that up. Rin is streaming Infinity Nikki in about a minute. That's hilarious. I think we raid before she actually goes off the intro screen. Maybe I could time it well enough, I'm not sure. Regardless, thank you guys for hanging out, and I will be back tomorrow, like I said. Oh, I don't know if there's anything else. Yeah, I'm running out of things, but I am trying to stall so that I can raid at the exact right moment. So, 20 seconds. We got this. We got this. I can time this. I can definitely do this. The spookies. I don't know if it's really spooky. It's not as spooky as nearly getting stabbed by some random kid. Huh. With a butcher knife and anyway. And 500 scalpels, probably. Alright, on that fun note, take care everybody, and have good fun.